welcome to this edition of Playing Around in the Gallery. It's an English version because our guest today is Katharina Arndt, and she has an opening today at Gallery Strayfield. And you see, this is the catalogue. And what's it all about? What is this show actually about?
It's about a lot of things, but mainly about women and what is the diva doing on Mondays. The show is called Faye Dunaway on Mondays.
Faye?
Faye Dunaway. So for me it's a symbol, Faye Dunaway. It's for me like 100% diva, and you can see there's a nice photo shot with her after winning the Oscar. She's lying on the pool, and so that is the diva. And I was thinking about, when the light is out, when the show is over, and she's down on earth during the week, what is she doing? And so for me, she's more reachable. I like that a lot. So it's a strong woman. And I can totally identify with this on the show, and having like an opening in the art world, and then the next day.
So what is a diva? I mean, what about this one? Look at this big one. All the images are these kind of strong women. So what is a diva? What is a diva for you?
For me, I'm interested in the point that she's a little bit not reachable, that she's like in light, and she represents a strong women, not this, usually we are used to that women are connected with the house and with beauty, and they're smiling a lot, they're soft. A diva is not soft.
No.
A diva is like sharp like a knife, and maybe a little bit brutal. And so to combine it, at the one hand, you have this image of women we are used to, family, children, softness, inside, not outside. Women are not traveling, they're not exploring the world, they're not scientists and all this in the advertisements. And here you have images like they smoke, they drink, they are brutal, and it's all male attributes.
When this is our second show we arranged with you, and I remember the first time when we talked to people, and I always tell them that in a way you are like 10 years before the Me Too campaign, because you have always been working with the identity of very strong, independent women. Yeah. So what's your relation to the whole Me Too campaign stuff? Do you have any reservations, or what's your thoughts on that whole new?
The thing that comes in my mind is that as women in the art world, it's harder than to be a guy or to be a white guy. Of course, I have never been abused, but I remember seeing in the gallery during the opening that someone, like hello, and touches you, and it's kind of too close.
Yeah. But so, these women would not take it. They would
punch.
Yes.
And maybe I always, when I think of this evening, I thought, okay, I want to be a nice girl, and of course I didn't say anything. So that's me imagined.
So if girls, you're saying in a way, don't be scared of being tough, because you can be sexy and tough.
And say no, and say, maybe this is too close, or whatever, off. I don't like this, whatever it is.
But then you don't get the show.
So this guy doesn't bought anything either, so actually.
How much of these girls, how much of them are you, personally? Because you're not this typical Hausfrau person. I know you a little bit from Berlin. You live a very, can we say, cosmopolitan life. You live in an apartment. You're not have children yet. At least you don't. You travel. Are you one of these? And how do you see yourself?
I think a part is it's all me partly, and at the other hand, Of course, when I think about me, I think about society and what is my role. Why do I feel different? Of course, all of my friends, they have like family and children. Of course, so am I right? I'm not. So I'm reflecting, and and for me, movies like popular Hollywood movies, like a condensate of society. The character who made it to a Hollywood movie, I think they show what we really think about women. So and when there's tough women, I think there's evolution or Entwicklung. Evolution. So to open up gender topics, to think about and to reflect about it.
Okay.
So and that's why my favorite movies are horror movies. So.
And why?
Because the female role changed a lot there.
Through
and
time.
it's so clearly, it's so sharp because the female motive, it's called Final Girl, because the girl who survives in a horror movie.
Okay.
And in the beginning, in the 50s, it was like a blonde girl, and she was shy and was screaming a lot, and she was a virgin. So the final girl was in the beginning always a virgin. And the sexual active brunette girl died in the middle of the movie, and this changed a lot. And the Jessica Biel, there is a new version from Texas Chainsaw Massacre with Jessica Biel, and she's so brutal. And
so in the beginning of the films, they were victimized and and today they are like killer machines.
Yes. And we enjoy it. I think the viewers want to see it. So I think something changed in society. So.
Willst du lieber Deutsch sprechen oder Englisch? Ich muss mein Deutsch üben.
Okay. Or we can mix. Maybe for the Zuhörer.
Yeah. Anyway, you see, my hobby is. Let's talk a little bit about the work. What is this about? Tell me what maybe actually I think about when we talked about this show. You started with the small drawings, and then you kind of enlarged them. You didn't start with the big ones.
No.
So this technique of doing is almost like a cartoonish, but it's three-dimensional. And how do you? I like this because it's so original. You don't see people drawing like this. Where did you get this idea? Is it because you were lazy and there's no more lines in between?
Of course, always. I like the material because this is like a second layer. It's really modern. You have a shiny surface. It's like lacquer fabric. You have markers. So it's like 21st century plexiglass.
With aluminium and...
Here's aluminium, this is acrylic glass. And so it's about that, you can say that our society, it's really focused on surfaces. We touch our smooth smartphones all the time. Just our world, and on Instagram it's perfect and shiny.
I never thought about it. Look, it's like a big iPad.
Yeah. That's why I don't want to put them beyond glass.
Yes.
So that was the reason. And to combine this, to take the smooth materials and then combine it with something brutal. What's not smooth at all, and not to have a perfect line. It's a rough, thick line, and the face doesn't look so very nice. You see, it's a woman.
But the moment you step away, it becomes really, really sharp. Yeah. That's what I love. And if you take, let's say this one, when we had the conversation about this show, I was thinking that this one could be great as a big one. And then what you did, I was amazed when I saw it. And you know why? Because here you have a marker, where the lines are all equal.
Yeah.
But you turn it into an expressionistic abstract expressionistic style. Look at how the brush strokes, they look messy and casual, but they are super controlled. As you know, I'm over-interpreting everything. So for me, this is, you are bringing German art back to the first, level, like paint basilics and all, because but in the first 21st century way.
Yeah. So thank you for this input and idea. Yeah. So thank you for this experience. It's great.
Sometimes you need someone. I love when people tell me new ideas of how to do stuff, and then I say no, and then I go home and try it, and it's really working. But I don't like people to tell me. But how do you feel like when we suggest stuff to do?
I'm always open. Of course, 4 things I say no, thank you, and then the 5th things. But I try to be open. So it was a good idea. But
what about the material here?
That's lacquer fabric.
It's sort of like a latex, or it's supposed to feel like latex.
I buy it in a shop for fabric, for sewing clothes. So usually out of this material, you like fetish clothes is sewed. You can wear like in a fetish club and all this. Or actually, I have no idea what else you can use it for.
And actually, you get the same kind of feeling as this surface, very clean.
Yeah,
and what it still fascinates me, that there's this contrast between very, very smooth and this very rough way of painting. And Jakob, if you film it close up, it looks like very messy, and then you go all the way back here, it looks like a
cool motif.
It looks like somebody engraved it in a black stone. Yeah.
So what's interesting? So I come from drawing, so I feel like a drawer, but this is a painting. So I like it's kind of being in between drawing and painting, and the line is now so alive.
And a lot of young artists, they do it, and it looks like graphic design.
Yeah.
And I like this one because you can see there's a human being behind. You can't do that on a computer.
No.
Unless you are like in Hollywood or something. You feel there's a human being behind this.
Yeah. And what's nice about the size is that she's even more impressive.
Yeah.
And I like because it's exactly my body size. So it's exactly the height. So it's really physically to do this. And the small ones are like made with the brain somehow. They're cute. I like the motifs, but it makes so much sense to make it bigger.
So today we have an opening, and when all this is sold, can you make all these in a huge size?
Of course.
I mean, can you imagine this one in 2 by 2 meter? Wow. It's like sketches for big.
Actually, for my current big paintings, I start with this and do sketches, because you have the size, you have the line. It's good to move, and then to transform it big works really, really well.
Here there's no head on, it's a body, and well, it's very rare you do other stuff than without the head. What's the story here?
I love the story because it's a screenshot from a movie from Russ Meyer, and I think he's totally underestimated because you just know him for like big tits. And
Russ Meyer was just to tell you, he was a great. It was before Quentin Tarantino in kind of very high-end B movies about horror, and it was in the 50s, the 60s. And they would think that he was making abusing the female characters, but I also read the book about him, and they was like a community. They made films together, and really crazy. And in that very religious society of America, they were very free. There was a lot of sex. There was a lot of free spirit. They were hippies before hippies. Like Iggy Pop was punk before it was invented.
Yeah, I think it was totally free. And what I especially like on this motif is that this really female looking woman, that the knife is here at the position of the penis. So yeah, she has this big oversized breast, but then in this film still she got like a male attribute, and after this in the film she's punching a guy totally. So
and now I'm not trying to impress you or in any way, but I remember when I was starting to trying to do art, I was watching some drawings by Rembrandt.
Rembrandt, okay.
And I saw these winter landscapes.
Yeah.
And it's just like this, and then this, and then, you know, and you can feel the snow.
Yeah.
And it's like, I mean, the control of something so simple. Look, there's like 18 lines, and you get a complete idea of the strangeness and the illusion. I think it works very well.
Yeah.
I give you 10 points.
We have one more Rossmeyer.
Oh yeah.
This is one more Rossmeyer, and I like. She's such a cute girl with her curly hair, and then she looks so like ice cold and puts.
So you think it's easy to make these eyes? I tell you, I tried. It's not easy to paint like that. And let's talk a little bit about your background. You grew up in East Germany.
Yeah.
In which city?
A village, a tiny village.
Near Magdeburg? Or?
In the Harz, close to Quedlinburg. But
what's the nearest big city?
Magdeburg.
Yeah.
You're right.
So it's almost at the border to West Germany.
Yeah. We did skiing in the closed border area.
So did you run around with Lenin's little red book and with flowers in your hair and talk about socialism?
Yeah.
But you had in a way a good childhood.
Yeah, it was perfect, and it was in this village, and it was the community was really close, and they helped each other. And I think the fall of the wall came to the right time for me, because I was like 11 or 12, and I think with 14, 15 you question more the world you're living in. And
hi, Hannes. We're just doing it. Yeah, hey. This is. You remember?
I remember.
Hey.
Good to see you.
Hey.
Yeah, see you. This is. We are right in the middle of hearing about Katharina's childhood in East Germany, so it's a high point.
Let's just carry on.
Anyway, so what kind of feeling was it when the wall came down? What happened? We're very, it's a.
For our village, for my mom, it was really confusing and like a lot of existential fears popped up.
How old were you?
I was 12. I was 12, getting 13.
Okay, so you're quite young.
Yeah. So.
What was your relation to the West before? Had you got any kind of idea that the life was better over there, or what, did you look at us as decadent bastards?
I think I was too young. I'm sorry, I missed it. And the last 2 years before the fall of the wall, it was possible because we were so close to the border. We could watch like ARD and ZDF and Pro7. So I'm used to the series, to MacGyver and all this.
And what made you become artist? What do you remember? Was it a person or an event or?
Shame on my mother.
Shame?
Shame. No, she's really creative.
Yeah.
And she started in some houses you play like instruments. We always painted, and we always like work with the hands and basteln. What's basteln?
Making
something
like
out of
sewing.
Yeah.
What did your mother do?
Now, she's a housewife.
What did she do then?
When
she
worked as a secretary, but she never could. She wanted to study art.
And what did your father do?
Agriculture.
Really?
Yeah, but he's like manager of a big agriculture.
Were they members of the Communist Party?
Yes.
And did they?
Yes.
Were they proud of it?
Actually, before my name came as secretary, She was what is Bürgermeister? Councillor?
Oh.
She was councillor of the village, but she had problems with the party, and they throw her out, and she was 1 year unemployed, and in the GDR there was no unemployed person.
No, but they got money.
No.
So
she had to work like black money.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You cannot say black money anymore. It's racist.
Okay.
You can say untaxed money.
Untaxed money.
Yeah.
So it was really tough for her, and she had a good friend who gave her an Anstellung, employment,
a job, sort of job. Yeah.
So
So then you started, and then you came to art school after high school, or what happened?
yeah, of course. First, I found myself. I traveled to Asia 1 year. I was in India, and first my plan was I want to study Indology, and then I wanted to become a doctor and to save the world. But my Abitur was too bad, so I had like 16 waiting semesters. So now, hello world, you have an artist more. So.
It's true, like you know Mike Kelly, the American artist. You remember him?
Yeah.
It's my favorite, one of them, and he's like he said in an interview that art school has really changed, and when he got into art school in the 60s, it was the dump. It lost. If you can't do anything else, you go to art school. and today they cheat to get in, and they fight in because they want a career like Pollock and Damien Hirst, and so now it's becoming a career job. But when he started, it was punks. You know, it was you can't do anything, you go to art school.
And it was not, were not, when you're a good artist, you don't make a grade or a degree.
No.
So, of course, you leave art school before, and live your life.
He even had a uniform that he got from the school maintenance guy, the guy who sweeps the... So he got designed a typical dress for these guys, and he got this sign saying Mike. You know, and then he is always photographed with a bucket and and he's a big artist. But the idea that you need to become something is absurd. Yeah. And anyway, so then you came to Berlin, and then you started. You went to the art academy in
Braunschweig.
Braunschweig, that's a good one, yeah. With Armleder.
Marina Abramovic was there.
Really, you met her?
I've seen
we
her.
are huge
I've
fans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you get her in here for a show?
I can ask her, of course. Why not? She's pretty.
But would you if you met her, would she recognize you?
No. I think Armleder would recognize me.
He's here sometimes, you know
Actually, when I was there, I had no idea of this guy. I saw him on the floor, in the university, Christoph Schlingensief. And I had no idea. So
Kristian Schlingensief was he died some years ago. He made some crazy theater plays where people got involved. There were fights. It was about immigrants. It was really crazy stuff. Like my Africa project, just 10 times crazier.
Yeah.
So I even made a painting of him. Schlingensief. It's in my studio. Nobody wanted it because they didn't know him here. Yeah. Anyway. You're back to the...
So I studied, I made all the degrees. I'm like a master of, so I did everything. And
one thing, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I love to interrupt because then I get more attention than the one I interview. Anyway, no, jokes beside. I just don't want to forget this question. The craftsmanship. Is that, a lot of people cannot draw today. Did you learn to draw in East Germany?
No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
That's no good story behind. I think I just have a talent.
Okay.
I'm just good in drawing.
It's exceptionally craft, wouldn't you say that? Yeah. Everybody nodding here. I mean, this is not easy to do.
Nope.
But an old gallerist, he's retired now, said to me that the most difficult thing is really a face, because you have to forget that you are drawing a face. So you have to think it in 3D. This is just going up and down. You are not.
It's
you
like
don't have to.
some art schools, they want you to do it on the opposite, so you don't look at the face, but you look at the structure.
Yeah. So, and I always try to think, it's going up, it's going down, and of course, I'm not totally free of it, but I always remember it's the father of Kolja.
Oh yeah.
He said it.
Our gallerist in Munich, in Münster. What about doing this on tiles, on Fliesen, and then do a bathroom with all these?
Yeah.
That'd be cool, yeah.
Yeah, because what I still really like, and I think it's for years now, I like the topic of the shiny surface, and in the end, like the topic of the surface, and that it's smooth and glossy, and it's plastic, so it's not like biological canvas. Yeah, it's 21st century materials.
Is this Pamela?
Actually, no. This is really nice. This is Jenna Jensen. It's a porn star.
Oh, Jenna
Jameson.
Jameson.
You did that on purpose to make it. You said it wrong just to make him say it. Dirty bastard.
And it's her first serious movie. It's Zombie Strippers. Yeah.
Samistrapa.
Yeah. And she's eating men.
Don't say that contemporary art is boring, because what this gallery can do is we try to find artists who are not so boring. Because is there something wrong with us when we go around looking at galleries and museums? It's very boring, most of the art. What's wrong with art today?
But actually, it's good. So imagine like all like other 100% are like very good and exciting, and so we are just the few.
So there's more room for us.
Yeah, of course.
Good point.
And tomorrow I will show you my two favorite galleries, and they have really cool artists. Tomorrow at Enter Art Fair.
Okay, they're here?
Yeah, one gallery from New York I really love.
Okay.
And she has tough stuff. And one gallery, she's in London and in Berlin. And the painter I like a lot as well. So. Oh, I discovered one more Rosmeyer. This is Rosmeyer as well. And this is Reifeprüfung, the movie with Dustin Hoffman. Dustin Hoffman and Mrs. Robinson. What's in English? Do you know? Young
Mrs. Robinson.
Mrs. Robinson.
So here's to you, Mrs.
I know the song, but not the movie.
It's called The Graduate.
Yeah, The Graduate.
Yeah.
This is
and he has sex with his girlfriend's mother.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that, but anyway, this is what is this? This is a print.
It's silkscreen print.
Yeah.
It's 3-color. So the first printed the black and then the brown, and then it's kind of a 3D white.
Yeah,
printed.
it's very. You can almost feel it.
Yeah.
So if you don't have any money, you can start here. It's just 300 euros, right?
No, it's 180 euros.
Yeah, but plus the frame.
Plus the frame is 300.
300 euros. You can start your art collection.
Yeah. And it's like it's the motif which is outside in the window. So.
This is also cool because of the glasses. You don't see the eyes, but you feel that she's. This is, I think, probably the most diva painting, because she's really tired and she's been partying all weekend. Did we talk about my idea about how society is reflecting here?
No.
Can I tell you my theory? Let's end on this note. You can say it's crazy because my hobby is over-interpreting stuff. So I think that the diva is kind of the symbol of the decadent Western society. They had been having a great time in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and now the society has a Monday morning. They're waking up to another world with a lot of problems. Dictators, Trumpisms, and we have climate problems. We have migration problems. We have pollution. There's a lot of stuff going on outside our little Beverly Hills here, and I think it's a very subtle way of talking about we are in a situation where there's time to reflect,
Yeah.
and it can go either way now. It's up to you guys. What's going to happen Tuesday? Are you going to wake up, or are you going to...
It's a good imagination.
Can I say that to the clients?
Yeah. Now we are on Mondays.
Okay, so tomorrow is a Tuesday.
Perfect. Yeah.
So in England, no, that's another story. Let's just.
That's a perfect
are you happy?
ending.
Anything else you want to say? This is this one here. This is your future. These are the clients and the collectors. They love it.
So thank you for having
Yes.
me. Thank you
Yeah,
for inviting and the inspiration. Like this is a collaboration. To say, hey, make a big painting. I say, no, it's just 140. And Anna said, no, so do a triptychon. So voila, we have a triptychon.
I mean, can we just? This is amazing. Look, it's a way to transport a huge painting, but the natural lines here, it makes it kind of cool. That you can put it in a big room. You can transport it. It's simple.
Yeah.
Can we end on a big shot, Jakob? You stand here, and I stand here, like the two lions on the side. Can you see us?
Yes.
Yeah, good night, and thank you very much.
Thank you.